Om Namo Mi Shanishcharam. Welcome back to my, or for my audience. Usually just me playing frequencies. Okay, let's start with Fortune. Fortune in Shadabashaka, Pada 2. It'd be in a Turian's 11th house. That may be you. That may be you, dude. I know it applies to me. It's in my 11th house. Shadabashaka. First of all, we'll talk about Shadabashaka, like Varuna, the old. So basically, Varuna is Zeus. So basically, there's future Zeus and there's past Zeus. This is future. Well, there's future Zeus and then there's like current Zeus. This is future Zeus. This is current Zeus. Wow. And then he moved over here too. Vishnu. Regarding less, the future Zeus that like. Well, I guess. Okay, let me digress really quick. Okay. What happened was basically once Zeus had enough time being king of heaven, basically he went to rest at the bottom of the sea. That's what Varuna does. So he's the god of the sea. He's the all-seer. He sees all. This Zeus doesn't want to see all. This Zeus would rather not see all. This Zeus sees all. Okay. So it's like the infinite, it's like, yeah, like somebody with Shadabisha prominent, if they, like they would only need help with things to like exalt other people, you know what I mean? Like, their limitations would only be to show you how to break through your own limitations. That's what I've noticed. Okay. So in Fortune, so finding Fortune in Shadabashaka Pada 2. Fear denied incorporates universally. Drones forced towards universally willed sensuality. I think that's why I was droning on so much about Zeus. Did you hear it? Universally drones forced towards universally willed sensuality? Sounds like I didn't really have a choice. And again, we're still Dragon Eye Maximum Moment. Guys, maybe I did the transits so that you should watch all of them fully. Guys, if you didn't watch all the transits leading up to this, you're going to be lost. No, I think you can watch any transit, but I mean, if you're going to not comment, well, on my YouTube videos, I haven't been getting any comments on my YouTube videos. Well, I've been getting some. Let me digress again. Holy crap. My sister says maybe we should enter our sober era. I think it's because I forgot to add music to the Michael Jackson video. Either way, Fortune and Shadabashaka. What else? Fortune. Oh, Ascending in Bharani Pada 2. Are we in the same place we were ascending last time? Desire X Need partitioned. Recyclical fusion. Value subjection. Losing innocence. Obligatory discriminate. Okay, so we have to be a little more careful. Oh, okay. We have to be a little more careful because, again, this is, I think, our 4th transit video, so again, we're focusing on the faster moving planets. Because I think we talked about the outer planets. We even talked about the outer planets in the divisionals a little more. So we'll last time I'm pretty sure we were accumulating permanence and flow, right? Losing innocence though. Obligatory. Oh, the separation between innocence and guilt. Interesting. Alright, well, that's in the transits. Interesting. Are there any? Oh, I was gonna look at the news app. as I went, because I usually don't keep my eye on current world events too often. Okay. U.S. renews strikes on Iran after 2 military personnel killed by Iranian attack. So losing innocence? Oh, yeah, okay. So, sounds like they weren't going to strike the U.S., so we weren't going to strike Iran. But then after they lost their innocence, and it was, but don't blame Iran because it was, I don't think they had a choice. 2 military personnel, but I hope my guru takes full. Hope Future Zeus takes full responsibility for that. So that's not funny. That's not funny. Trending: Verizon shifts gears as customers continue to leave. Yeah, shouldn't have done that thing he did incorrectly, which was not be T-Mobile. Had to be done. Had to be done. It's because we can't have a. It's because we can't have a monopoly. That's why. The illusion of non-monopolies. Illusion. Okay, let's focus on the. Okay, so that's the top story. Is the drone strike. So 2 military personnel, and there is a Bahani activation. Twin Horsemen, Chiron, the Wounded Healer. They'll be okay. So the 2 military personnel, don't worry about them. How about death isn't real while we do the transits either? Bollywood used it too. Is this? Hold up. This might be confusing. Hold up. It started when an alien device did what it did. It stuck itself up on his wrist, the secrets that it hid. Now he's got superpowers. He's no ordinary kid. Okay, so that's the main thing. Moon and Uttara Falguni Pada 4. So our conscious experience as a collective. Am I asserting that? I mean, from my experience of the tour, from my tours that I've done, and I've done a lot of tours, I'm telling you. Yeah, it applies to all of us. Okay. Forms cast oppositely fight to interdulge. Let's do our little G-code maneuver. How oppositely? Does it even count that as an aspect? I forgot how you check. Full disclosure. Well, so this is about Rahun K2 again. Okay, let me meditate on what I was thinking when I said forms cast oppositely fight to interdulge with Uttara. Oh, Pisces. Okay. I think this is because we're transitioning from being opposite from Pisces to being opposite from Aries. Forms cast oppositely fight to interdulge. Rotated and transported. Water thoroughly supports collective. Uttara Falguni promises luck. Relationships. Well, I mean, I know astrology is a bunch of forms cast oppositely. Interdulging. I'm trying to understand why. Because I just figured out today, that the 4th pot of Uttara, the 3rd and 4th pot of Uttara Falguni go into Libra, and it's like, that changes my whole perspective of Uttara Falguni on the lowest of keys. But it was written into the 4th pot, so fight to interdulge. I think this is just about, this is a expression of the Falgunis, and it's because it's the end of the Falguni lesson. So I think it's the end of the lesson that, so Purva Falguni, the approacher of the bride, and Uttara Falguni, the bride, is that they're connected in one and the same. The yin yang stati, I post it all the time in my threads. It's like the yin and yang being inherently connected, like the yin being inside the yang and the yang being inside. Well, I'm like I brought you the yin yang. I'm just saying like that teaches us the lesson about relationships. And I think so. Mercury, I think this is why we're thinking about this right now, because remember, Mercury is just Venus with the moon hat on. So it's like our experience of reality and with our desires. So it's like we like us needing to be able to manifest our desires to come to us instead of already having them is Mercury. So it's like if you are trying to manifest a relationship, then you, at any given point, a different node might help you meditate on forms cast oppositely, fighting to interdulge. Because also relationships, I think there's a whole lot of fighting going on. Is there a whole lot of fighting to U.S. renews strikes on Iran after 2 military personnel killed by Iranian attack. I'm really curious because like what the relationship of the 2 military personnel people were, but killed by fight to interdulge. So the Iran and U.S. are fighting to interdulge. Interdulging, it's like indulging, but like it's like if you meditate, you're indulging in oneself, you know what I mean? Like not even necessarily breathing the outside air, like you're just like interdulging in all the stuff that you have or whatever. But then once you connect to the universe, it's still interdulging. It's just the awareness of the indulgence, I guess. Rotated and transported. Water thoroughly supports collective. I think this is about the Navamsha too. But sidereal Uttara Falguni Pada 4, I think that's Pisces. But I think this is about 12, because the nakshatras also have numerological significance, which is holy crap, at Viktakara, because that's a whole debate that I guess is I feel on the horizon, because Viktakara counts them. He counts Kritika as the first nakshatra. We already talked about this, but right. You would just have to change your entire worldview. All you'd have to do is just like shift your entire worldview, and then just be super, super stubborn about it. You know what I mean? Because that's how the planet Mercury works. Where'd it go? Still retrograde. Oh, so Mercury went even further retrograde. So we can look at that too. But forms cast oppositely fight to indulge. Water thoroughly supports collective. Moon is the water karaka. But I'm trying to figure out what I like, because I was so confident to put water thoroughly supports collective in a, but like look how no water signs anywhere near Uttara Falguni, but crossroad obviously. So no worries. Okay, type. I'm curious to see when I do more celebrity charts who has Uttara Falguni Pada 4 placements. I know some Uttara Falguni placement people, but I need to remember their padas. But Mercury went even further retrograde into Punarvasu Pada 1. Nice. Let's go. Should be good. So our desires and what we have manifested in our conscious experience and what we want to manifest into our conscious experience. The difference between those two and what we can do about it. Collectives combine and refract. Refract is like part of a fractal. It's just like a kaleidoscope. It's like spinning a kaleidoscope. Collectives combine and refract dependably encoded. Maximization of pooled resources involved incorporate communes. I feel like this top news story is the key. Maximization of pooled resources. Because I know what that means to me as a hermit. I mean, because my guru can pull all types of strings. That's the only thing. So, 11th house activation? Yeah, fortunately, 11th house. Cool. It's retrograde, which, yeah, means it has more power, but it's like, well, it's really important. It means focus on it. It means focus on it, bro. Maximization of pooled resources. Okay, involved, incorporate, communes. Involved in corporate communes. Oh, it's an incorporate. Oh, nice. W Mercury. W Mercury. Nice. Like, all speech is like super genius. So that's why I think they just try to get you to talk as much as you can. Yeah. Mercury is this involved in corporate. So words as a karka or significator for Mercury is a really good like holding point. That's why it's like when I do my TikToks or whatever, and it's like I'm like doing their Mercury, and then it's like because Venus, it would be more like how the music is sounding, but Mercury is like their lyrics or the words that they're saying. Even if they didn't write the lyrics, it's the words that they're saying still. Cool. That's retrograde sun. Yeah, sun's been there. Ipsum Coli, Pada 2. I mean, you can do Ipsum Coli in like, I could just project houses on a collective and do an interpretation that way. I just don't know if that's best or most preferred for me. Because there's already so much to tour. So much to do, so much to tour. Because when you look at it this way, the nakshatras are bigger than the planets. Huh. Be wary of half-truths. Be wary of half-truths. What else moves kind of go? Vertex and Hasta. Wasn't the Vertex and Hasta last time? Or was it in... Okay, well, Vertex perspective in Hasta Pada for mid-Libra. Community type. Tutoring scientific ability. Deliberately empowering ripples allow to forward progress circumstantially. Nice. Again, do you guys remember when I said an astrologer will always get mogged by the planets themselves? That's why I like. I feel like I tried to set up my astrology system so that the planets could keep teaching me as I go without any like buffer, without any issues, without missing a beat. Cool. Nice. Okay. Venus. Yeah, I don't think that's retrograde. We're still Vertex. Well, still telling us to return divinity, all that. Okay. So next, we could go D9. Let's go D27 first, and then let's go D9. And then let's see where we're at. Because we could do a full D27. Why don't we start with the outer planets in the D27? Start with Pluto. Let's start with Pluto. Because Pluto, I've heard as a good karka for Pluto, the established heaven, and also as the astrologer. That's why I put astrologer, because as the established heaven, that's why Sagittarius even exists. Either way. Wow. Oh, so where's the moon at? Swati Pada 4. In Swati Battle 4. Where should we start though? Oh, out of. I didn't even go Rahu K2 Lakshmi. Okay, we'll do Rahu K2 Lakshmi first. Rahu, okay. Enjoy free comfort. That's what I'm doing. So Rahu. So again, the aura around my head, which you could even. So it'll be the sounds that I'm saying, my hair, and like maybe the literal light cast off by my at my face. That's why Rahu and K2 are so important too. Or reflective. Okay. Enjoy free comfort. The enjoying free comfort of this. Oh, okay. First, let me tell you how I look at the D27 chart. As my 27-minute timer went off, I like to look at this as Uttara Ashada, or all of the 27 Mahadeities. Just teaching me. Okay, because in the transits, the things only move so fast. If I want to do as many interpretations as possible, I have to go into the divisionals to get more things to change, so that I can also dig deeper into that moment to see how these energies are embedded within larger, seemingly different energies. So D27 is my go-to. This gets in the D27 things move pretty darn fast. So. I like to look at it as my counsel. If I just want to see the general vibe of a situation, and I don't even care what's going on in real life. I want to live in my own fantasy world. I do D27 and I do D108. Yeah, okay. So right now I'm just counseling. I'm just fingering the pulse. I'm just fingering the pulse, seeing Wagwan here. Just seeing Wagwan here. So let me. Okay. Let's see. Okay, and we're gonna start. Oh, so Rahu, enjoy free comfort. But let me read the rest of that. Emotionally atangential, relation resistance. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so just interpret. Just interpret. Just keep reading. I trust because I know the root of truth because I toured him. Relation resistance. Interesting. I see. Jeshta connection? Is there a Jeshta? No. I was gonna say reinforced disassociationism. Relation resistance, I guess it's different. Is that different? Reinforced disassociationism. How different is it? I guess is the better. Oh, okay. I think this is about separating. Because I feel like sometimes my biggest problem is the Sagittarius is I feel like sidereal Capricorns love to be sidereal, or sorry, tropical Capricorns love to be sidereal Sagittarians. That's all, which is fine because they are literally. They wrote the book on Tornum. It's just. Relation resistance. This is about the separation between Sagittarius and Capricorn, which is a super thin line. The separation between all of these last 4 zodiacs are super thin, bro. Are super thin. I'm telling you, bro. They're all honestly, actually, the separation is all exactly that thing. Okay, sorry. Fortune. Relation. I'm just trying to get my head to relation resistance though. K2. Oh, this is about brushing the roots together. Relation resistance. Getting things back into their original state. Okay. So it's just an instruction on how to enjoy free comfort better. Okay, cool. Fortune in Punarvasu Pada 2. Did we read that out? Stable, vibratory, privatized source of renewability. Inverse absorption, solidifying ether particulate. So, the Leo and Sophia The Leo and his twin, shown in Cancer. Brought astrology as a privatized source of renewability. Fun fact. Privatized source of stable vibratory privatized source of renewability. Rebecoming, right. Punarvasa is about rebecoming, right. D27. This is about the D27. For me, the D27 is a stable privatized source of renewability. Privatized, but it's definitely a source of renewability for me. You could argue it's privatized and/or vibrator. Of course, the vibrator. But Punarvasa specifically is the home of renewability. Inverse absorption, solidifying. You see the Cancer? Inverse absorption, solidifying ether particulate. Like, don't think too hard about like how certain like beauty products work. It's usually just osmosis, dude. Generational fascia, and hormonal freaking osmosis with the crap. Because your body just has the enzymes, so like, hey, it's crazy. You could prompt your body into producing a new type of enzyme that you could then produce a freaking solvent to latch onto that type of enzyme. You could go German with the whole thing. You could literally have superpowers now. That's why some people do Taurus. Some people definitely do have literally superpowers. Jesus walked. You guys, people are waiting for Jesus to return like Jesus ever left, bro. Jesus has never left, bro. If you think Jesus has left and need to come back, Taurus, fool, bro, that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Leaving Jesus. Oh my gosh. But anyway, that was the fortune because I'm telling you guys about my exactly type. Okay, K2 and Ardra 2. Or around below my neck, and then also combined with a detachment, spirituality, okay, material, okay, conditioning, force mastery. That's why I'm doing this again and again. Again, I'm not worrying about like whether or not all my interpretations are like super fluent and you can understand me perfectly every time, even though that's my end goal. I'm worried about the process. Conditioning, force mastery. Couldn't agree more. And I learned that in Ardra. Spiritual energy movement, ordained homeostasis. Oh, in Cancer and Gemini. Ordained homeostasis. Exactly. Special for detachment. Ordained homeostasis, spiritual energy movement. What's the difference between, like, here's my problem with people who talk about spirituality is some people separate spirituality from like materiality. I don't think I think spirituality encompasses material. You know what I mean? I don't think you can separate that. For like these again, Rajas Tamas Sattva, it's like survival, material, spiritual balance between material and survival. You know what I mean? Okay. Ordained homeostasis. Special public relativity. Nice. A popular hermetist. What would a popular hermit be? Could a popular hermit be? That's a really good question. Of course. Yeah, ask Michael Jackson. Namo. Study. And then let's do what we said we were going to start with Pluto and Uttara. Uttara Ashada 3, so the established heaven. In Uttara Ashada, permanent victory. Circumaccountability. Universal constants. All of them. Well, right. Universal constants. Well, also the fixed stars. I think this is more about. Okay, but either way. Universal constants frees monadic consciousness from self-isolation. That is, that becomes the astrologer's noose, is loneliness, because it's like, once you, because like technically, once you learn that you're technically factually alone, because of how, like, monadic like the human consciousness is, it's like, because we're technically alone, it's like, luckily we have the Maha coping mechanism that is astrology. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I'm grateful, and I know sis, Sorry, I'm just checking my phone. Yeah, okay. W Pluto, and it's wait. When did Pluto go retrograde? Got me there. Did it? It's great work. And then let's do combo. Doesn't it go? Wait, does it really go Neptune? No. Okay, right. Uranus. Okay. Well, no, Neptune if we're going backwards. Neptune, which is more right. Neptune is more like the moon. It's like the slow moon. It's like more of like the slow moon where it's the experience is more of an experiential planet where it's like it's like, I mean, it's literally Poseidon. I don't know what to. It's Varuna Poseidon theory. Varuna, Poseidon, and Zeus theory combined, or Poseidon combined with Zeus and made Poseidon, and that's why I think it's so close to Jupiter, low-key. And then retrograde and push it, and yeah, it's about to go into. Oh, it would have been about to go into Leo in the D27. For it weren't for you meddling ephemeris charts, which I have not. I do not check. Don't check, guys. Don't check the ephemeris charts. You're gonna lock yourself in a box, bro. You might lock me in a box. Unlimited. Any video. No, it's. Something cosmic powers. Millennia. I don't know. Okay. So something about a like a dense experiential fog, elusive experiential fog that we're interacting with. Okay, and that Karka in the D27 of the transit chart for my area is in it's like, again, in D27, it's like bonus enrichment. It's like bonus nakshatra enrichment, because that's why I do them. That's why I do them. It make me feel real good. So push Pada 1. Can I look? Can I go? Can I flip to the right page? Holy crap. Let's check. Pada 1. I couldn't agree more. Neptune, I couldn't agree more. Cultivated limitation exercised pragmatically, emanating superiority to rest. Hierarchical self-disposition. So after Zeus is being done with being Zeus, he becomes Poseidon. So cultivated limitation exercised pragmatic. Cultivated limitation. Exactly. The experience of like certain reincarnation experiences are the future versions of use cultivated limitation. Like, it's tough because it's like I have Pisces friends. It's tough because I'm like such an egotist, but it's like as a Sagittarius, like compared to me, Pisces is just better. You know what I mean? Because it's just like in rock paper scissors, it's kind of like I guess it's like saying scissors is better than paper, but like call me paper the way I think scissors is better than me. You know what I mean? Because it's specifically a cultivated limitation exercised pragmatically. Why am I talking about these? Because anytime you talk Cancer, you're talking about dimorphic pairs. That's why, and it's Neptune. That's why. Okay, that's why, because it's Poseidon. That's why, and the Pisces connection, and okay, that's why. Okay, just making sure. Emanating superiority in order to rest, because it's like sleep. Like at a certain point, Zeus stopped sleeping, and it's like a whole canon event. So, at a certain point, he needs to emanate superiority in order to rest. Literally rest. Hierarchical self-disposition. Because Neptune, like the trident, it's kind of like a crown on the lobe. But either way, it's in Pushya. Pushya is the domain of Brihaspati, which is Jupiter, which is the guru of the gods. So, future me Brihaspati. What was it? Remember I was talking about future me Brihaspati, future Zeus. Brihaspati, future. I always say future me Brihaspati because Brihaspati, Jupiter ruled signs. Pushya, Jupiter, the guru of the gods. Jupiter is guru. This is the guru Karka. Zeus tends to emanate superiority to rest. Hierarchical self-disposition. Pushyame. That's why Pushyapata won. Thought you ought to know. And then Uranus and Abhijit. How come I don't remember the word? Shut up. Decisiveness re-expressed. Infinite capacity distributed atemporally. Communities. Decisiveness re-expressed. Uranus, remember the propagating force upwards, and also Vishnu, the king within us all, the Sky Father, Leo. So Uranus there. So wow. So okay. So maybe we're getting a lot of decisiveness re-expressed. So I'm gonna I'm gonna be looking for all this on my TikTok feed after this. So decisiveness re-expressed. Infinite capacity distributed atemporally. So it actually shouldn't. Oh, after this. So I should have actually gotten some of this beforehand. So let's see. Communities. I'm on Victoria's Secret model talk right now, and I'm not complaining. Communities. Don't mind if I do. Abhijit is legit. Truthfully. All right, now let's go back in. Should we go back in order for this? Ascending and Critica Pada. So, rising. Literally, you can just with ascending, you could literally just imagine an upward motion, and then if you just meditate on going upward with the ascendant, combined with whatever I'm about to say, you should be good to go. You should be good to go. Reciprocal involution, processed willingly, zipped into manifested comfort, fertilization threshold met. I think we did it. I was going to say we could just rehash reciprocal involution, processed willingly, because involution, right, all this is within you. You have all of the you have every single nakshatra and every single sign within you. The important part is that the nodes are just activating certain parts of it more than others. The illusion of it more than others, but it's like it's signifying an important thing in your life. Because like my sister was trying to tell me she didn't have Kritika in her chart. But it's like if like let's say this person was ascending in Rohini Pada 1 and they were like, I don't have Kritika in my chart. It'd be ridiculous because of the Kritika in their 12th and 1st houses. You have every single nakshatra in every single house. Guru Tatam, Mahaguru Tatam. Okay. Involution. Involution. There's no such thing like evolution. You could say is like a misnomer because like every single species is every species at the maximum evolution for exactly where it is in their life, but also or like where they are in their life and where it is in the world and at that time in the world. Crap, vestigial structures. Yeah, but I don't think evolution gets rid of vestigial structures. Like, can't you just repurpose vestigial structures? Can evolution just do that? What's the proof that most of the Constitution wouldn't just be... either way, how does evolution happen forwards, backward, and backwards? The answer is involution. Involution, processed willing. And that happens right around here, Gemini, because it's perfect. Reciprocal involution, processed willing. Zipped into manifestation. Yeah, perfect. And then... yeah, at that point, we might as well. Don't worry about how the Ipsum Coli gets into the 1st house. It just does. Taurus, fool. Taurus! Ipsum Coli is like where you come from, so it's like your roots. So if we want to imagine coming from Mrigashira Pada 3, social, energetically dense, and potent convenience, preferring diversification, relative arrival reference. Exactly. Talk. Because I'm streaming, we need a rival reference. I mean, is it just going to be me being the rival reference? Perhaps. Happens to the Antaravas, happens to the Mahavas too. Chiron conjunct, pretty damn conjunct to the Fortune in in Punarasu Pada 3. 3 becoming Aditi. Pada 3, intellectual activation, light returner. Fortune here, so nice. So use my brain. Cool. Fortune there. Light returner interacting simultaneously. Particle reclaps. Moisture regeneration. W. They say Punarvasu natives have a desire to gain lordship over plants. I'm drinking chlorophyll because I can see Fortune and so astrology tells you the best times to do things. Fortune and Punarvasu, they're re-becoming. Plant activation. That's how knowledge of nakshatras can help you with stuff. But because now I've been integrated, because I'm doing it within the bounds of the cycle, so everything will happen because everything rhymes in perfect harmony. My rhyme shall be very, very crisp. Very, very crisp. You know why? Because I tore him. Sag, because I tore him. I wonder what... it makes a lot of sense why Taurus and Sagittarius don't get along. Like, why are you telling me to sag, bro? It's like, I don't know. Ego moment. Chiron. Sorry. Chiron conjunct Fortune. Is this 2 lines? Am I tweaking? So is Jupiter? Oh, Jupiter's in Punarvasu Pada 3. So, first of all, I think it's fortunate to know that our wounded healer is also our guru. You know what I mean? But because it was obfuscation, that's why. But luckily, I just trust and enjoy the free comfort. Okay. because that was definitely still applying to Neptune, but Neptune is literally my guru. So lock in. Because Chiron. Is Chiron in Jupiter? Or so expansion in the intellectual. So teaching and intellectual activation, showing how to do a light returner activation. Sorry, wait. Expansion as the light returner interacting simultaneously. Particle recollapse, moisture regeneration. Nice. Okay. Expansion there, and then the wounded healers and stable vibratory privatized source of renewability, inverse absorption, solidifying ether particulate. Oh, nice. Chlorophyll is a stable. So that's what, so I'm getting healing from there. I'm getting expansion from the light returning. So shout out to the internet and power and electricity. Cool. So that we have fortune and healing there. Cool. W chlorophyll. W expansion with astrology. W guru with Neptune. And then we can skip the small talk. Oh, it's the house line. That makes a lot more sense. That's on me. Fourth house. Well, we have these nakshatras in our third house. So we have the Guru, the Nagas, and the Pitris in the third house. So I'm talking to all the homies. In my home, I have more of the Pitris. I have Bhaga and Aryaman. And I have either Bhaga or Aryaman. Wait, can I figure? It's probably Aryaman and Bhaga right here, honestly. If I had to guess. So probably Bhaga, Savitar, and Tavasta in the fifth house of self-expression. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna think about that for me right now. But okay, Mars in Chitrapada 4. So motion, movement in, action in unwelled pressure, released faithfully, promises glorious adventure. Or am I tweaking? Unimaginable riches, discovering shiny logos. Where they at? No, so let's go right to Saturn then. In the 12th house of my 12th house of mysterious powers. You know that's right. Because I think I make a good public astrologer because I'm a Taurus ascendant. That's what I think. Okay, so is this Placidus's house system or is this whole sign? W whole sign system. Okay. In Ashwini Pada 4. So restriction in intellectual activity. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So restriction in somatic integration, molding societal impressions efficiently, determining preferable exalted outcomes. As my 27-minute, 27-second timer goes off. Well, luckily I know why resistance exists, because imagine you try to set up a circuit and you don't know what ohms are. Your electricity ain't gonna work. No, it ain't gonna work without a resistance. So, exactly. My guru taught me about resistance being the key to strength. It's not about how much you can carry, it's about how much you can resist. But isn't carrying a form of resistance? Well, it's regardless. It's more of a grip. It's because God's grip is so strong. Okay. Determining exalted outcomes. Yeah. Saturn is also an astrologer. Fun fact. Okay. That's why you can turn off Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. Uranus. Okay. But let's keep going with, that was the fifth house of self-expression. Well, I would agree. Because I agree with this. All of this makes sense to me, and it goes perfectly in flow. But I mean, I'm just, because I used to be like a super like, I've always been a skeptic So I used to not believe in astrology, so I'm trying to look at this as like somebody who's like a super astrological hater, you know what I mean? But anybody who's clicking on this video is probably already deep in the tour. Just really just trying to know most of it. So let's go to Swati Pada. Oh, so problem solving. So let's problem solve in the 6th house using the moon. Usually I leverage Mercury. Where's Mercury at? Ravi Pada 2. I'll keep that in mind. It's retrograde too. Swati. Rahu ruled nakshatras, am I right? Goaded. Vayu. So it always has to do with breath and Vayu. And if you're wondering why Scorpio goes into a tropical water sign, it's because hydraulic press. That's why. It's because hydraulic press. That's why. And time travel. And Vishwamitra. And Vishwamitra. What you know about that? So conscious experience in. This is because it's like I'm doing, if I want to do a transit every 3 days, you know what I mean? It's like, bruh, it's like, yeah, dude, Mars is still there. It's like, but are you sure? Let me get my magnifying glass out. Anyway, conscious experience. Swati Pada 4. Observational bond. Let's think about that for a second. Just observational bonds. Oh, the moon. The moon is the observation. That's crazy. Okay. Get it? Remember the conscious experience in your desires? Observational bond. I'm a big fan of Venus and Swati. You may come to find out. Okay. Magnified expression of fulfillment. Swat. Breathe. That's really what you want, but like every experience ever is just like a more complicated way of saying, or like just a different way of saying and breathe. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, what do you want? It's like, well, I want to breathe right next to a big pile of gold. You know what I mean? It's still breathing, but it's just like, I'm trying to be more specific. Magnified expression of fulfillment. Oh, thank you, Swati. Couldn't have done it without you. And you're never proving that I could have. Interomnipotentiality tailoring. Oh, because I think it's because Rahu. Tailoring. The perfect fit. It's hard to say no to Rahu. That's what I've noticed. That's what me and my guru have noticed. That's what my guru and I have noticed. It's hard to say no to Rahu. It's possible to avoid Ketu, luckily. Swati. Interomnipotentiality tailoring. Like, when I learned the world was your oyster, you know what I'm saying? Like, interomnipotentiality tailoring. Like, trying to figure out, like, I was trying to figure out and construct, like, the absolute best worldview that you could possibly have. Because you can use perspective as leverage. That's why I rock with the nakshatras. And that's why I do astrology. I'm a Sagittarius moon. Namo. Oh, this is my D108. But, right as above, so below. All that. Still. Let's move on to the 7th house, where we have usually other people. So I'm looking at you, future me, Brahaspati. Yeah, I got right. But descending in, but specifically, let's dial in on, and you can literally move downwards, up and down, type. It's because forms cast oppositely fight Tinder dollars. That's why. Descendant in on our other Pada 2. Solves harmony electromagnetically. So this is what downward energy gets to do. Solves harmony and solves harmony electromagnetically. Fix allowance, intercept resounding generations. Oh, these bars are resounding generations. Nice. Okay, and the planets get to intercept them. So solves are okay. So we all get to participate in this. Solves harmony electromagnetically. Fix allowance. Intercept resounding generations. I need to fix my allowance. Holy crap. I have like no cash flow, bro. I know that doing these transits are gonna maybe even when I do these transits I can talk about my Chardo fortune. It's kind of interesting the way it could possibly work. It has to transcend time. It has to. Otherwise it doesn't fulfill all the conditions that I would like it to fulfill. Okay. Cool. W descendant. Are we in? Okay. So midheaven. So career in the 7th house. W. Is this a T-Mobile activation? Let me know. Mula Padawan. Material x spiritual pursuits. Evolutionary expression. Redefine needs. Ideal entertainment. So let me just hop on this activation right away. Let me show you how I use these. Redefine needs. What do I need? What can I? Oh, I can redefine needs. Let's go. I just need so much gold. I need more gold than maybe any other individual ever. It's my opinion. Redefine needs. That's how you do it, guys. What did I tell you about leveraging Mercury? Oh, it's good advice. That's why I'm telling you to do it. Oh. Okay, let's go in the 8th house of occult powers. Occult, it's like superpowers you get from using symbolism, basically. Okay. And from unlearning everything you learn from your higher education. Okay. Sun, emanation. So all the emanation coming from Mula Pada 2. All this energy from the black hole is. Guys, do you think the black hole in Sagittarius is here or here? What if it was here? Let me know. Whole time it's just Sagittarius. I said Sagittarius is the black hole. Guys, how could it doesn't make sense to me how a black hole could exist chronologically without if light can't escape, how the hell 8 minutes you're telling me? Well, I feel like we shouldn't even be here, you know what I mean? Either the black hole is or we are. Well, maybe we are the black hole. I mean, I know that. I'm just trying to understand how you guys are framing this. Someone said 10 out of 10 space scientists agree that astrology wasn't real. You're not real, man. You're not real. I think it's because I think 10 out of 10 astrologers agree space isn't real. Probably not 10 out of 10 astrologers. 10 out of 10 astrologers that I bow to. That's okay. That's really no. Saying that God is space didn't agree. I mean, here's the thing. It's just no, look at that. It's because Indra is all about the point. It's all about the point. The first dimension, bro. The collapsed space. The black hole. Okay, let's talk. Let's move on because we're running out of time here. Class is coming to an end. Lilith is conjunct. Okay, so Lilith is okay. So right now Lilith is at least living rent free in my head, and as above, so below. But what we know says or no. Cancers? Do I have Cancer fans or no? I'd love to have Cancer fans, but you never know this kind of thing, dude. You never know. I think they're hiding because the sidereal Leo or the sidereal Cancers. Regardless, holy crap. Okay. Lilith, the bad bitch energy in Mula Pada 4, enjoy free comfort. That's what I'm doing. It's because all this was advanced navigated before becoming Chata to K2 ruled Nakshatras. Okay, Vertex also there too. From that perspective, doesn't it look like that's what I'm doing? Doesn't it look like it's what I'm doing? Okay, and we already talked about those, and those are okay. So Pluto and Uranus in the 9th house of luck too. So all that circumacountability and decisiveness re-expressed is good luck. Nice. I know how I'm excessive. I know it's nice because I can see how I'm. I hope you guys are also doing these things that I'm doing. Based on planetary lore. Why? Because the lore acts as a synchronistic, communal, experiential gold mine. Is that a good way to say it? 10th house ruler. Daksha. When Jupiter is in Punarvasu, I just look at it as Daksha, bro. Why? Because I know when Venus is in Punarvasu, it's more, or Moon, it's more of a DT, or even Mars and Jupiter though. It's giving Daksha. It's giving Daksha. Okay. I guess I had more time than I thought. Did I say? D9. Rahu, Lakshmi, K2, then D9. Okay. So Venus and I think Mercury is retrograde because someone's spilling out a lot of secrets or whatever. In Revati Pada 2. Venus and Mercury conjunct in Mercury Pada 2. So what can we say? What can we look at? We can esoterically come to the conclusion that there's something about the veil being lifted off of our desire. I think this is about death. I think I'm looking back to these U.S. renewed. Oh, now, well, this is the same story. First of all, Tate brothers arrested by U.S. authorities face additional rape charges in the U.K. Tate brothers. Let's see. Well, because they were content creators. So because I'm a content creator and Mercury represents peers, they automatically... Oh, conjunct Venus. In the United Kingdom, Aries. Wow. Welcome to Mars. Is there anyone else at Mars? Okay. So, let's see. Let's see what... Okay, let's see what we can... Let's see if my words can help us figure out what's going on here. Frequency cyclically simulates becoming the celebration, programming ambitious projections. I know. Okay, so the Tate brothers are ambitious projections. Frequency cyclically simulates becoming the. Maybe they think maybe they did what they did because they think because they think they live in a simulation. Frequency simulates becoming the celebration. And I say they think, is it just because they know they're in a simulation? Is that why? Unfortunately, I think so. In the 11th house of community, UK, United Kingdom. Okay, so that's literally nice. I don't know if you can see the Apple News thing or whatever, but Verizon is still shifting gears. Guys, honestly, Verizon's going to come up with something to compete this T-Mobile supremacy, and they're going to need to, because T-Mobile needs good competition in order to stay as a healthy empire. You understand? Cool. Now let's go Rahu, Lakshmi, K2, and the D9. Start with Lakshmi. Magapada foe. I get really creative with the Magapadas. That's why I think they keep pointing me to them. Straight up. Because I think you can either look at it as unbelievable wealth, resupplied, social stratification, exalts respect, liberating power, and positive intention. Or, if you're a bit of more of a Varuna Karka, you could go pulling occult energy magnetically. Well, it's more of an andor. Pulling occult energy magnetically, amplified stability, harmonizes innately, allowing standardized deviation. Induced heredity, impressed systemically, retained confidence, accessed applied, faithfully, expectantly. Cool. Because I noticed that was true as I was reading it, and I noticed how it was fortunate as I was reading. So W Fortune. Let's go K2 before we Rahu. Stort. So K2 in Mulapada 3. Something about, yeah, nice. I flip right to it. Communication enhanced. Jugglery of words. An example of jugglery of words. I'll give you an example of jugglery of words. Cancer, Taurus. Cancer, Gemini, Taurus. Cancer, Aries. Pisces, Gemini. Okay, that's an example of jugglery of words. Amp, resonate, frequency. Perfection moments are. I've noticed this. Perfection moments are, so again, it's like, so just trust the process. Trust the process, because you can know that consistently you can manufacture actually perfection moments, which don't see, but it wouldn't be a perfection moment if it was giving manufactured. You know what I mean? So it's like, so it's still perfection moments are. Amp resonant frequency. That's the advice. Keep doing it. Keep doing you as good as you can do. All that still. And then Rahu. So then we get Rahu activation in Ardra. Why? Because Ardra Pada 1. Curiosity. So here's what we'll leave with. So this is what as I'm gonna leave here, I'm gonna be more and more curious, because that's the main word Ganesh wanted me to focus on. Curiosity, desirous, cultivated perspective, explores adventurously, allowing renewal, retro consistently, calm, relaxed, indulgent, materially generated distractions, retraced electromagnetically, purposefully auspicious. And you can be too. I think you are. Rahu.